Good morning, everyone. Um, Welcome to another fine live stream. Um, yeah, so today I thought it might be cool to take the fishing settlement that we made last Friday and come in a little closer and do a little bit of detailing on it. Because right now it was perfect for what we built it for. But if you look here and you actually do zoom in, it's pretty basic. These are very simple shapes that we made, and the texture is doing a lot of heavy lifting, which is great from back here with a fog and it kind of darker. But you get up close, and it's like, oh, that needs a little bit of work. And I just thought it might be neat to take that next step. So we'll assume that we've shown the overall picture to the production designer, and they went, "Ooh, yeah, that was cool. Let's see what it would look like if we were to build this, an actual exterior set for this thing." What I've done already is take our existing Blender project file, and I removed all the air vehicles and the fog and the environment, and basically reset us back to just this, so we can edit. And I didn't have to do that in stream. So right now, I'm just kind of looking to see where would be a cool place to start from. Um, our highest concentration of detail right now is this cluster of buildings over here. So we could do that, kind of set something in like here-ish. Or we could go with more of like a street view down here with that in the background. That could be cool. Let's see something like that maybe. Let's see. We set us up as a camera. Um, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be here, right? Set up as a camera like that. Let's zoom in a little bit in camera mode and just see if we can find something kind of cool. That could be all right. Something like in there. That might be neat. Let's see how big a person is. This should actually be real scale. We built it to actual real life proportions. So we should be able to add us a person and see what we're looking at. It was not meant to be a huge village. Like originally it was gonna be a fishing village, I called it. Now I kind of went with settlement. But yeah, okay. That's about right. That's a cool looking size. So our scale seems right. This wouldn't be a bad location to use. Let's come in here, and we might want to keep this guy around. Delete that, not that. Delete that. Huh? Huh? He's got no animation on him, doesn't he? Anything? No. So just want to delete the rig. Where's body? Why is he down there now? Weird. All right. Well, whatever. Delete the eyes. Delete the teeth. Delete the upper and body. Object origin to 3D cursor. Objects at origin, geometry origin. There you go. Fine. Now you're back. So something like that, scale-wise. I can live with this. I think that would be an interesting starting point. We have a bit of road, we have some buildings, we have some of the mountain. Let's do something just to make our lives a little easier and get rid of a lot of this other geometry so that although it's not huge, but we'll just shrink it down a little bit. I think that'll help us out. So let's Shift A, mesh cube, and make a giant cube. Scale 200. Okay, and G, and we'll take it to like there. And we will subtract from our mountain. Cool. Then we will subtract from this thing. Or, yeah, minus. Yep, there we go. And then we will subtract from this thing. And then Let's subtract from this thing. Wrong one. Select the right thing, Seth. And go through and apply all those. At least lets us know where we're at for how big we're going to be. Control A, Control A, Control A, and Control A. Hey, that one didn't. Interesting. That one didn't work right. We lost something. Is that this one? Exact. Full chart? No, it wasn't that one. Gotta go back a bit. Edit, undo history. Something didn't work. I'll go back to here. Okay. And what's this one called? Platforms. So we take it off of this one. Yeah, this is the one that needs the exact. Yeah, there we go. And warrant, and then apply. Okay, now it's right. And then they'll do the same thing to this one. We can just apply it though. Okay. So this is our space that we're looking at using, and we can just, these should just be individual objects, right? Yep, let's delete those. And doesn't really matter. Oh, that's kind of, we missed my edit on this one. 7. Where's my cutter? Does it still exist? Or did I delete it? Cutter, cube. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna come through and cut that strip off just because I'm a little bit anal. Oh, haven't applied it yet. So good. If we haven't applied it yet, then it should be on solo. Yes. Tab 3 GY. There we go. Now this one we can just apply. We actually probably don't need the water at all because we're going to be shooting up, but we'll keep it for right now just because. I mean, at the very least, it might bounce, give some good bounce light off from off screen. But we're now down to just like, what, 120,000 polys, and that's including our dude who's like 40. So yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. He does not need any of these hair particle systems. Just gonna get rid of all those too. And he doesn't need an armature. He's just a dude. Okay. So I've gone back into our solid view mode because I don't want to let textures kind of confuse me at this point into what I'm modeling and what I want things to look like. Let's take a brief minute. We're going to need to up the fidelity of almost all of this stuff at least a little bit so it has more visual interest. Let's start with the mountain. And we don't need nearly all this mountain, but it's not that big actually, so whatever. We're selected. Let's go and use quick displacement from random flow. And we will cut to and strength. Are we there? Yeah, we are there. Okay, so we want to cut more than 2, I think. Well, that's given us a little bit of modification. Let's increase our cuts and see what we get. See how far we want to take it. In the first one. That's, I think, too much. Let's cut there. Okay. Cool. So now, yeah, we've added a lot more geo to it, but that's cool. Let's do it one more time with a smaller selection. Quick displacement, strength 0.25, and cuts 5. See how this gives us. This might be too much. No, that's all right. We're up to 4 million polys though, which I don't know if we need that much for this thing. It's the mountain is not the focus. Let's see, I have to take it to 4. 4 looks good still. Down to 1. Let's see how 3 looks. 3 is even okay. And we're gonna make our size. Let's see if we can shrink it. Cool. All right. So that gives us a little bit more mountain texture. And can we smooth it? Or does that help? One. Let's try something extra, see if it works first. Repeat 3. There we go. Bring those. Yep. I think that's good. Save. All right. So now we've got a bit more detail on our mountain. So if we're looking at it from our shot, it, looks better. And it might actually, let's see what it looks like with material. I think we had, yep, we have my like rock and grass texture on here. I want to see if we can get a little bit of grass in there. And I want to try doing that with, let's just come in here and grab a couple faces, turn on proportional editing, GY, bring it out, turn it way down. Up a bit more than that. I want to introduce a little bit of grass if we can. And maybe we do that here. We grab a row and SZ. Shrink it. Just flattening it out some. So there's a bit of grass there. That might be too much. Minus 0.3. Take it like that. Can we see it at all? Yeah, we can see it a little bit. It's up there. I want to do it again, maybe down here even. I just want to add a little bit more interest to it. So let's try SZ minus 0.3. See if it does it again. Ooh, that's cool. No, I like that. So now we have some terraces in the mountain. It also makes it look a lot more interesting just on the geometry side of it. No, that's cool. That's really, that turned out better than I expected, which is nice. Always good. Okay. And I'm probably going to jump around a bit today because when we have something like this already started, it's more of an editing process than a creation. So I'm going to kind of go ooh shiny more than a few times. I have this feeling. I'm going to select this. I'm going to just solo this thing now that I've got that there. So this is our section here. I want to select, let's see. Yep, that's right. And I maybe want to do the same, select the same group up above. Okay. Okay, now let's select, check or deselect. Wish I would do it on both. I want to do 3 in between. Like that. Right? Yeah, okay. I'm building some supports. So I need to come back so I can see everything and make sure I don't do anything stupid. E, missing all the ones above it? Are those all covered by buildings? Could be. Sol again. I, E. Now turn off proportional. Individual origin, yes. Normal. Try normal. Rx. Other way. E. Rx. All right. E. Rx. Where is that one? Should have gone too. I do it by hand. E. 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 And what do we got? If we look at it, what's this? Cool. Just a little bit of some sense of detail. And it's going underneath that building there, which is fine on the top one. You don't have to see it everywhere, but I think just doing it helps me feel like I got a better handle on the space. Okay, let's select here to like here and here to like here. And we're again gonna inset E. Can I do that? No. Oh, we get those other things. Right. I'm not sure I need those anymore though. Okay. I'm just gonna delete those. Now the buildings are laid out. We don't need them anymore. Okay. That was the terraced walkway that I made so that I could make the buildings apply vertically, but they're already there, so that's cool. Dot. I'm gonna select these all again. Okay. Now, let's do a random flow. Loop extrude. 1, 2, 3. Over here. And I want to cut. Yeah. Okay. Loop inset depth of 0.5, maybe. Yeah, it comes out. Yeah. We don't want to loop from source. We want to loop on top of each other. I just like that much better. 0.25, 0.1. Yeah. Alrighty. Subdivide that. Subdivide that. Subdivide that. I'm gonna cover more than 50. Let's take this to 85%. So it's mostly covered. 80. Yeah, 80 seems good. Okay. Alrighty. That's good. And I'm not going to worry entirely too much about would something I do here be noticeable in that older view. This is a tighter vision of the world, so it doesn't have to match exactly to where we started from. We're just trying to keep the style and feel of that. So let's come over here, and I just want to see what happens if I make that, assign that emissive to that base section. We got some lights. It's kind of cool. Not sure I like them red though. Let's go back in. Select. There's something else that was red somewhere else. I don't know where it is. I'm not going to worry about it. We're just going to change this to, we'll leave it called that. Kit ops. Just grab a blue or a cool and add material, and strength is going to be 10. It's going to be the same thing, only blue. Yeah, there we go. That's cool. just starting to give it a little bit more visual interest. Here, is this an upside down building? Yes, yeah, it is. It's an upside down building. Things that, didn't matter at all to us before, but probably do now. Let's take these. This is what I mean by jumping around. And assign it back to that. And cube projection. And UV editing. A scale. Let's see. 0, Z8. Barely see it, honestly, but that's cool. Originally, when I made the building, those were like porches, but the building's upside down now, so it doesn't do that anymore. And that's okay. Let's come back in now, though, and select our faces. And we'll do them both, even though we can't see the other side. And let's inset slightly and E and bring it down. So we get covering and connecting to the ground. Looks cool. Alrighty. And there's, again, we're going to continually coming back to our camera view, at least to give us an idea of what we're looking at. I don't want to be locked necessarily into this camera view, but I think it's a good place to start. So let's take this thing now and Control R. Let's introduce some edge loops. 3 and select those faces. And let's see. Before we do that, let's select that piece and P separate the selection because I want to use panel. They call it panel. I want to adjust it in random flow, but I don't want it to add geo to every one of those buildings with the plate insets. That's what they call it. Yes, because I'm going to subdivide it. But if I had it attached to everything, all these buildings would get subdivided at the same level, and I don't need to do that. And in fact, I think it could be a pain. So let's do that. And our depth, get more. And fill, that's way too bumpy. Clear for adjacent faces. Thickness 0.025. Give it a little bit. Let's see, max. Make it can be a bit bigger. 6. Min 2 sounds good. Smoothing. Does it give us anything if we want it? I mean, it's kind of cool. I don't know. I hadn't thought about doing it that way, but let's see it. Now, I like that. Not something I'd consider doing it with the smoothing, but it works. Let's save. And back to our view again. And see now, all these buildings are not higher poly, but that one certainly is. And if we select, I don't know, maybe not that. How do we want to do it? Let's do it at the top. That and Shift Q and plate insets. And let's try it again on the top part. Oh yeah, we didn't need to add more polys to it this time, so that's fine. Looking good. At least I hope so. Feels all right to me. Let's look at it in poly mode. Color. No, it's looking cool. Let's see. Can we select this whole thing and cylinder projection? No, I don't want to select the whole thing. I want to select the parts that are that and And then I want to deselect the top. And then solo it. Deselect the top, deselect the bottom. 1, U, cylinder projection. I don't know. Let's see. What's UVing doing? That's just messed up. Cylinder does weird things sometimes. U, cube projection. And G. Let's see. B. Let's move these to relatively on top of each other. They won't be exact, but R90 scale. Where do we want it? I mean, we can just play with it until we get something that we think looks cool. I don't want that round piece cutting across a panel, but now it doesn't. Cool. And I'm not super loving this yet. So let's see. We have the time, and this is now when you start thinking about stuff like this. I never would have bothered with this in the last step. It wouldn't have been appropriate, but G A. Okay, that's better. You know, there's a time when you start messing with UVs and a time when you just say that's fine. And I think we're in that we can mess with UVs now. I like that. I want to add some more windows to it, I think. So looking at it from here, I kind of want this to be a window. It makes sense, I think, for it to be a window. So let's just select that and lights window alpha assign. And we're going to need to move it again. UV G. No. Okay. Dot and tab. Oh, dot. Come back. Okay. Is it? That was shift 7. 7? There we go. 7, 7. No. I want to make it go on top. 7. Whatever. It's close enough. U. Cube projection. Not cube projection. From the cube projections, I think it's splitting it up. Let's just do smart UV project. Sure, that should make it one piece. Yes, it does. Scale R90 G scale SX. Yep, now it's a window. It's a little bit painful to get to, but we got there, right? Let's make the thing next to the window too. I'm gonna C6 so I can see it better. And C. I'm just gonna select it this way. And U. Smart UV project, sure. Material, make it window. Assign a R90 SX S. Come to here, we'll make it the same. SZ SY, sorry. We don't need to be exact. We're not to that point, but something like that I think works. I picked the same ones that it's kind of using around here to try and make it look like it's the same building. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, let's save. Now, I kind of want to add like a street light kind of thing to here, and I think under this thing is going to be a good use of it. This object, edit, there it goes. I actually kind of like that it lines up pretty well with this thing too. 2, Control R, bring it to like here. And then 3, I, E, and plus, assign, and we'll grab that coal emissive. Sure, and tab Shift S2. And then go into our lights and Shift A area light. Why can I not think? Oh, I'm in edit mode. There we go. Shift A, lights, area light. And we're going to change it from square to rectangular. Pull it out like that. And a bit more, but not quite that much. And then GZ. I want to go back to global to make my life easier. Okay, and we'll select a color that's like 8500, a power that's like 200. It's generally better to not make your emissive materials light up your whole scenes. It tends to add more fireflies. I'm guilty of doing it a lot, but make the emissive light so the material looks like it's lit, but then you have the actual light projection coming from a light is generally a better way to do it. And I think that's what we got going on here. So, save. Next obvious thing I think we need is a door over here. There needs to be some way to make this feel like a street, or at least a pathway. Street's an awful big word for this thing, but we need a door. And I think I'm just gonna use it like a cool airlock, probably from the Big Medium Small kit, at least to start with. And airlocks, what do you call it? Ports airlocks. And let's see about this one. It's huge. It's way too big, but yeah. Okay, Alt R. And now let's go look at it material-wise, see which way we're looking at the door. The door is to the red, RZ90. Scale us not up, down a bit. And bring it in. Does this work? Do we like that for a door? Is it big enough to be a door? SZ. Bring it up some. And let's go take our guy, GX. Yep, that's good enough to be a door. So that could be a door. This here should probably be bigger. The path out to it, so we can. Yeah, that also gives more interest, I think. 2. Let's bevel this. Give it a bit of a curve there. And let's bevel this like that. So we have A, U, not smart, U, cube projection. I'm going to adjust to all of our road textures later, but just so it feels right to me when I'm looking at it. So now that goes out. Yeah, cool. And I like that our pathway now has a variable width to it. That also feels good to me. We at 34 minutes. Cool. Doing good. Now we could do the same on the other side. I don't know if we're ever going to look that way, but let's do it. Alt D, RZ180. Let's bring it over to here. GX. It's so big. It's so big. It doesn't really work for me there, at least as long as this building is here, and I like that building. So let's get rid of that. We try things. They don't always work. think we just might either ignore the fact that it has or we have a hatch. It's all round. We could take it. Just thinking. Alt D, RZ90, no, RZ minus 90, GX, GY, GX. Let's see. Do we like it? Do we not like it? I don't like it. I think we're just gonna leave it off. I like having my slightly more open area there, so I think we'll just never turn our camera that direction, which is more than fine in TV world. That happens all the time. It's just never gonna go that way. And let's see, I'm gonna come to this sucker here. I want to edit tab, L, L. And I just want to bring them up a little bit. Just so that that window is, is a little bit above the door again. And there's no problem with that. We can just do whatever we want to this, It's your world. It's the Bob Ross thing, like in your world, that your tree can be anywhere it needs to be, wherever your little heart desires. Yeah. Cool. I'm just kind of trying to scan through it and see what speaks to me as this thing we need next. We say a lot about our world by what we do in terms of safety. And by that, I mean things like handrails, walls, all that kind of stuff. Right now, there is none here, right? This is just a fall off the edge, which says this is a world that either does not give a shit about safety or just assumes people take care of themselves, one of the two. Let's maybe, though, give it a railing. Again, mostly for visual interest. Okay, how do we want to do it? Q, curve extract, GZ. Yeah, that's how I'll do it. Okay. And 1 seems like a good height. Let's come back to this sucker again, though, and just EGZ. Bring it up, plus, and we'll go with our window pane. Assign U cube projection 0. So now, I don't know how I feel about that. Let's see. I've actually looked at this material to see, is there anything to it? Is there a texture? There is. Okay, so UV. Let's see. Let's see. A, where we at? We off? Oh, we're off there someplace. G, scale. Let's try to bring it up in size so that, scale. How do we feel about that? Z8. I'm not liking the grunginess. Like, it's not lining up properly, which is fine. I think instead we're just going to change materials on it. We added this one here, so we can just replace it. It's not being used in anything else on this building. It's cool for windows, but I don't think it's working for our railing here the way it is. But we'll make it work. Special at universal cycles glass, sure. Add material. And now it's too clean, which we thought was going to happen, but we can fix it. We thought it was going to happen. Yes, absolutely. So what do we got? We got a glass, the color and a roughness. Yeah. But if we go to slot one, do we want one? No, we want neither of those two actually. We want to come to here and grab Metal Sheeting Classic and grab those. Control C and come back to here. And glass, Control V, paste it in. And now we're going to come here to our color. Now let's see what we get. Does it add any more to us? And roughness as well. Invert it for roughness. Ramp, color ramp. We could just use a straight inverter, but this way if I want to play with it, I can. And we can make it rougher or smoother as we want. Cool. And I'm going to set the IOR to be, how do I want this? Just one? It's just one. It's kind of fake, right? And then we want more roughness. Which way? Let's see. Roughness higher. And I'm just trying to get the feeling of it to be glass. So 4, 5. That makes it very. All right, sure enough. And I'm gonna set my base color, instead of being white, to slightly off blue, just a little bit. And just tweaking. I want to bring the roughness down just a little bit. I want to be able to see kind of what's behind it too. Okay. I think that's cool. Save. And now, yeah, 0. Okay, we can still see our grass behind it, which I wanted. We can still see our dude. That gets a little weird, but that'll be fine. Let's see. We want to give this a material. Let's go with my dirty yellow. I reuse constantly. But I think it, yep, adds a little bit of color to it. Matches well with this palette. Save. Now we could add some like vertical supports too. Let's look at that. Tab, and we select this one, this one, this one, this one. I'm not worried about being exact. This one, and that one. And Q, curve extract. Sure. And did I go to it? Now I did. Grunge yellow. No. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. Psych glass. What's this glass? Glass clear. Yeah. Okay. The advantage to those is they also help bleed your eye, right? Like they help demarcate things and give your eye something to focus on inside. I mean, they're realistic too, but although you could certainly have railings that don't have that, I feel like they work here. That's looking right to me. And there we are. So next thing I want to play with, let's go back to grayscale. I do think we want to adjust these buildings slightly. Maybe not to the same level as this one, but I think a little bit would be good. 3, select that, that, and that. Now let's try doing this one with just extrudes. 2, 3. And we'll go back to 50. Cool. And cuts. 1 looks good to me. Just to add some noise to it. And we'll come to the bottom, back to edit, come in here and inset. GZ, bring it, no. Inset it, let's undo that inset. Inset some, inset again, GZ. There you go, that's looking cool. And then I want to select a little more even, yes. Inset to like there, E, cool, okay. And select that face and this face and tab. Let's see if this works. Q, cables. I don't really like they intersect like that. And it might be a pain in my ass to deal with it. Limited, full, none. I may have to just manually move them too, which would be a pain in my butt, but you know, not the end of the world. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know that I like them there. It's an idea, but let's try somewhere else. I do want some cables though, particularly given we've sort of established bullshit cables as a huge part of this sort of world structure. It's like those and those. Let's see if we can do that. Okay, bring up our minimum. Okay, and is it worth to do anything? Not really, at least not right now. Island seed, no. Origin seed. Okay, sure. Now we're just gonna edit this one. Dot, come to the end, O, G, O, on, G. There we go. Cheesy, but it works. So we've got some cables going now there. I like that. And I don't think we have a material for cable. We might because I had cables in here before. Let's see. Cables. Let's see what it looks like. I had cables on the ship, so the material is still loaded. Can barely see them, but I think if we come back here now, ugh, come close, come closer, come closer. We set this to cool emissive. Let's see. There we go. Cables. That looks awesome. That's exactly the kind of vibe I wanted with those. I think we needed a couple more places too. Where are we at for time? 49. No, we're doing good. We're doing really good. Yeah, I think we need some more cables sort of just hanging down from that thing maybe. Shift Q, random cables. Yeah, I mean, they're probably intersecting, but they look like they're going behind. Oh, they're not even intersecting. That's good. Cool. I'll give them the cable material as well. We're going to do it 1 or 2 more times. You can't have too many cables. Let's see. This time I'm going to do it with create cable with Cable Rater so I can get something specific. And go to here. And let's set our profile to be triple, which was where A, no, B, now, where'd my profile go? Select a curve. Do I not have triple anymore? Did I delete triple? Fine. Create cable. Scale. Tension. Weird. Okay. Shift AC. Simulate cable. Okay. That's better, but still not what I wanted. Let's just redo it again. Create cable. Shrink it down a little bit. Get a little less, but not a lot less. AC. Simulate cable. Cool. And because we're in closer now, we can afford to do this too. R loop 1 Q circle 3 E I E. There we go. I'm gonna do the same thing over here too. Face, book face, 1 Q circle E I E I O. Let's see, G Y G Z. Cool. Even a bit more in here. E I E. Okay, I think we're all right with that. It's probably dark anyway. Never gonna see it. Good, and we'll make this one also a cable. And save. Come back. And we want, like I said, we're trying to make this feel lived in is one of the reasons for all these cables. And I think it helps to have stuff feel like a little off. Let's see, tab, select this face and this face. Let's see if we can do it again. Create cables. And this time we want them bigger. Okay. Yep. And cables. Save. See, it's just starting to have a little more sense of being lived in. We need some over here too. Just so I can grab the right section. I'm going to grab the one next to it, that one. And I want it to go off, actually. Solo. One, and that one, maybe? Yeah, we won't see it, so it should be fine. tab, Shift Q, random cables. Let's create more than 10 this time. Cable amount 25. Yes. Cool. And cables. Now let's go back and look at it in colorized mode. I think it's subtle, but I think you'll see them depending on what the lighting does later. I definitely think you'll see them, and we can make sure we do by coming over here and editing this sucker here and inset E sign. No, that's not the right one, although I don't hate it. Let's see. No, I don't want it. I don't mind the inset though, but let's leave that. This one? Yeah. Okay. 2, Control R. Over to here. Control R. Over to here. 3, I, E. Let's just see. Face, poke face. 1 minus Q circle. E, I, E, and assign. It's way below it, so you can't see it at all, but I think it might help give us some more light on those cables. Like, I'm making this cool thing. Yeah, you can't see it. It's fine. A lot of that's the case, though. Some of this stuff will be subliminal. Some, when we change the lighting, it might matter. And even if it just gets me in the mood, so I keep modeling the right thing, it's not the end of the world. And I will do multiple camera angles, so. Okay, let's see, this building here, I want to give it something that comes up like an antenna. So let's make an antenna. Or, grab an antenna, not Ultra Borg. Big, medium, small. See, is there something industrial zone to use? Let's just see if we can get something different. Cables and wires are certainly cool. We might want to do that over there somewhere. Set dressing. Agreeable A. That's huge. Ooh. That is huge. But I think, let's come over here. I mean, we want it. We know we do. Yeah, we do. That's how we do it, yo. What's this thing? Do I like it there? We could put that there. That works for me. Down in just a little bit. Let's see where we're at. It's starting to feel like a space, and we can throw some cables on that now. Yeah. So what's this thing? I don't even know what it is. Doesn't matter what it is. It's a thing that will contain cables very shortly. Random cables. 10. Give us more hangy. Not that much more. I want my minimum to be higher, but my max to be lower. I'm not sure I can get to do it, but that's fine. Cool. Cables. Save. Now, I like that a lot. I think that's cool. Let's come back over here to here, and this tab, this and this. Bring it out a little bit. Yeah, I think so. So it's now it's on that building. That works for me. And our guy's going to kind of walk behind. If this were a shot, it's going to be like a dude walking along here, right? So he'll go, it'd be a dirty screen. It'll go in front of this, behind this, out here into the door. That's kind of the shot location we're thinking about. Do you want to give this guy some more detail? No, I like that that's a little smoother. I think that's okay. I actually think we're pretty good there. I mean, I'm liking it. I'm liking it quite a bit. I think this here is a little too much light. So I'm going to come to this one, tab I, or Control R. There we go. Yep. 3E. It's better just to break that up some. And then Q, or 1, 1sexf. Face, poke face, 1Q circle, E. Damn it. Do not hide collection. 3, just like that. And we want to make this grunge metal, right? Grunge metal. Yep. Cool. Just, again, breaking up the shapes, right? So now it's got that like that. I think that's a lot better. Let's see. I think we need a bit more light into our scene. And I'd like to try to do it as organically as possible. So say motivated by the scene if we can. Oh, we got all this over here. Let's see. I'm just gonna put, we can't see any of it. So let's, these should all be M to scene collection. Lights. Shift A, area. RY minus 90. RY 90, yep. GX. Not that much. Color, we're gonna also go with 8500, so it matches the other one. And rectangle. And let's scale it on the, which one? Yep. You may not notice it now, but let's see what happens if we like do that. We need to increase, well, we probably need to increase the power on it too, don't we? Yeah, 10's nothing. 200? Yes. Gives us a bit more light. Maybe 100 though. So that this one Still does something. Yes. Okay. Save. I don't think it's going to be this dark, but I was just trying to check the lighting on it. Color. Okay. Now, we're in an industrial section of town, so there's no like signs and movie posters and that kind of thing, and that's okay. I'm all right with that. This is just like the fish processing plant, you know, or something. Let's see, just because I've been playing with stuff. Let's see what we got in assets over here. Roof and air conditioner kit bash. Anything cool? Those are like piping and shit, but yeah, let's just do it at cursor. Let's see what it looks like. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Just took a minute. Scale it down a bit. Bit more. Give it an air conditioning unit right there. Yeah. What's our coloring on it? Gray metal, white metal. Let's see what turn gray metal into classic sci-fi standard. White metal, maybe. Classic sci-fi standard. Yeah. There you go. Fits it in more. Not afraid to use parts when we've got them. Now let's see if we take this, put it here, Alt R, scale it down, GZ. Let's see, GY. It's like that. Do we like it there? We don't hate it there. I do want this thing to keep going higher though. I don't want it to be an antenna, I don't think. Okay. E. So it's a pipe now. Okay, sure. And we got any other cool things we want to use over here? Electrical assets? I mean, that's hard to argue with. I do like that piece there. We all know how much I love those things. Let's put it there. Append. Oh yeah. Yep. Sweet. And then maybe we'll put another one like there. Sure. And then I just want to come, where am I at? Find myself. Another one there. So we've got a few blinky lights now. Those are cool. Maybe another one like here. Not sure I want it right behind that other thing. And yeah, screw it. RX90 GY, see if it looks okay that way. Is it too far off to the side or are we good? I like that. I think I might want one more over here on this side of the building too. 0. Yeah. Alrighty. Where are we at? 110. We're doing pretty good. This has actually been, reasonably worthwhile. Let's see how, if we picked a different camera angle now to kind of match what we were looking at before. So we want it to be like here. Okay, we need to adjust the materials on at least the top of these concrete things. I don't like this. This is gross. And I think we may very well come in here later. So Shift G, normal. Okay, yes. And I'm going to add a new material, assign it, and let's see. I'm not sure what I want to do. Do we have like a flooring? I thought there was a good metal flooring we could use. So if I metal blocks, gloss, galvanized, oily metal, denty metal, weathered metal, scratch deck metal, grid metal. Grid metal? No, I don't think so. Sci-fi metal? Let's see what sci-fi metal does. That is all right. I can deal with that. Scale's fine with me. I like it. You don't even see it in this angle, but if we do a different, and I think we will do two, we normally do, then it will be helpful to have. Now, let's see what happens if we turn back on our fog, which I kept from the previous scene. Ooh, sexy. Fog. Can I take this building and this thing here, bring it up just a bit? Yeah, I think that works better. I don't like that there anymore, though. I'm going to come back to here, turn off our fog, and I want to bring it to here. This thing. GC. Can you see it at all? Excuse me. Y. RX. There. Cool. Okay. I'm liking it. Turn back on fog again. Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. Let's see if we can find us a good world that we like. I've changed all of this around. I picked up the new, I updated my HDR maker, and I'm not crazy about the new one, quite frankly, but I want to add my own. I used to have an import. I don't see one anymore. It's just a pain in my ass. The old UI was so much better. It turned something I loved into something that just sucks now. I don't want to be that. Ugh, it's so gross. This is the first Blender plugin where I might actually downgrade back to the earlier version. I hate it so much, which is a shame because I like it. Comes with a lot more, but it's just garbage. It's fucking garbage, people. There's no way to import anymore. Ugh. Hate. Hate. I have strong feelings. Let's just see. I mean, fine. Ugh. There's some things that are cooler. Like I like this for adjusting the brightness more. But just in general, it's just such a downgrade to how it used to be. I even messaged him. He's like, yeah, we changed it. I think this one's better. I'm like, you clearly don't use it. You just make it. I am bitter. Now, I believe we are still on Alexa. Yeah, because I kept our original camera. So that's good. Let's see. Go this way a bit more. Get rid of that light. Yeah. Yeah, it's just garbage. It's just garbage. I can't rotate it vertically anymore. It's so pissed. All right. There we go, back to water. Those are minus 1.5. That's pretty cool. I think we need a light on this thing in the foreground here. And I mean, we have lights. Do we just create a whole bunch of them? I just think I'm gonna take this one. GZ RX90 7. Turn off fog so I can see where I am. And bring it in. Is this how you do it now? Like, no, it just imports the other one. And it resets all of your fucking things too, which is just garbage. Look at that. It just resets everything. Oh, I'm so pissed. Oh. Had it all set up. Yep, now it sucks again. Thanks. And maybe we put a light in this thing. That could be a good light. Plus assign emission. Cool or red? Let's try red first, just to differentiate it, because it's more in the foreground. $50. $500. Yeah, it's just bright now. That's what you don't want to do, but I might do it anyway. 200. Okay. Yeah, that's looking cool. I'm liking that. Just looking around now, see what I see that I want to make it more interesting. We could put more lights and stuff over here, but that would draw our eye there, and I kind of want our eye drawn over to here into our scene. I'm going to get rid of our ugly naked dude with the hierarchy, and we want, I mean, I think we want a guy like right basically underneath that light, like right there is where we're going to put at least one or two people. Let's just grab a person or two since we got some time. And big, medium, small. And I like that this, I've kind of been moving more towards like almost an Arabic sort of vibe to this world. And I'm liking that, like a high-tech Arabic sci-fi planet. You know, shades of Chronicles of Riddick or something. And it's thinking, and hopefully it doesn't crash. There we go. Okay, so let's grab the Grand Bazaar, crowd characters, and grab a walking guy here. And bring him in. And let's rotate him so he's walking along the pathway. Cool. I like him there. And then maybe another one. We use start walking. So let's use woman walking. Put her here. And then because it is still a high-tech thing, let's go to our industrial zone characters posed and grab a worker on radio. Ah, that's gonna be ugly. Let's get him kind of near where we want him to be. Alt R dot GX and GY GZ GY 0. I just want to see where we're at here. There we go. So we got a couple characters. Let's see what they look like. I need to set my focus. I think it should be, yeah, it's way far away probably. Yeah, 77 meters is a little far for where we're at. How about 14? Where's our show focal plane? Oh, it should be there. Let's make it a little further back. 14.2. Cool. Hide focal plane. Hide this. And that's kind of what we're looking for as a scene. Can't see the woman at all. We need a light over that. Let's do that first. Makes sense to have a light at the door too. ridiculous not to, actually. Dot. Yeah. And that's going to be our light. And plus assign, emit, cool, assign, Shift S, Shift S2, Shift, and then go back up to lights. Ugh, put all these things in the wrong spot. Damn it. I hate when I do that. Scene collection. Scene collection. Not collection, although it doesn't matter. I rarely use collection. I should. But I do like to keep my lights and my cameras separate. Tab, Shift A, light, area. It's going to be rectangular. And X is going to be 0.1. Y is going to be that. And color is going to be 8500. And power is going to be 200 watts. And let's see what it looks like. Much better. I still don't know if we can see her terribly well because of all the other stuff, but I think that's definitely better for what I want my light to be. Oh yeah, there she is. Let's just GY and bring her so she's more framed. Still can't see her very well, but she's close. Actually, let's just see if we can't hook her up to that. Okay. The coloring is bright on her, but I don't hate that. Cool. Save. I'm kind of liking it. I think we're gonna call it there. There's obviously more we could do. We could add another light right here too, just to sort of show off that building, if nothing else, a little bit. Let's see, what are we looking like? I mean, I could make that a light. It's funny that that's so small. Yeah, let's make this a light. Plus assign emission cool. Sure, and then tab, Shift S2, lights, Shift A, light area, disk, GZ, scale, down, GZ, color, again, not animated color is 8500, power 200 again. Let's see what we get. That might be too bright. That's pretty freaking bright. Let's make that 50. Still too bright. Just go back to 10. 10's all right. If we're going to do that, then just let's give this a little bit of place to capture some interest. Sure. Q, Shift Q, panels. Count the notches. Radial. No, walk is good. Okay. There we go. just to give it something to catch that light now. And tab, Shift Q, utility, panel screws, custom, round head. Sure, that looks good, but need to increase the margin slightly and decreases the radius slightly. And rotation seed, rotation, sure, doesn't matter. Just so they're not the same, and they're not. 0, save. Let's see what we got. I don't know if it makes a huge difference, but I think it makes some difference. And these are going to be, yeah, that's fine. We'll leave them that. Cool. All right, folks. Well, that's 90 minutes. I think we've basically got a scene. So we've moved in from the ultra wide of the settlement into a scene that we could now shoot as a film set. So action can occur here. We've got a lot of interest around. I think we're in a good place, and I will let you go. I'll finish off. I'm going to do 2 renders of this, and then I'll post them up on Instagram and Mastodon later this morning. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe, and I will be back again tomorrow at 7:30 in the morning Pacific time. Okay, have a great day. All right, bye-bye.